Hey guys, welcome. Take one. With Black Girl Minimalism, we are doing the Read Take One Flower Tarot deck we'll be using for today, and that's by Kira Cian or how did Cian? Cian. Okay, and then the title for today is Change It Forward. It's February 3rd, 2026. So I did want to start with a quick message. Okay, something just flew out, so we'll get to that in a second. But a quick message as it pertains to today's read. So earlier I was watching Keeping It Positive, Sweetie. It comes out every Tuesday, so I get super excited to kind of see who's the guest, what's the message. And it talked about creativity, but with intention. And I think it was so spot on for the space I'm in, and maybe somebody else on the other side of this is in, if you're in a space where you're trying to explore next steps or processes of getting into next steps, this could be significant for you. I always try to find a message in anything that I watch, I read. I mean, we have messages all over. It's just whether or not we're paying attention. So the guest that she had on was Shannon Wallace, which I would describe him as a multidimensional, also neurodivergent creative, where he talked about his processes of getting to where he is now as an actor, director, producer, photographer. And I actually ended the interview, and Erin got out of one of her meetings, and I was like, this guy really reminds me a lot of you, because I'm always pushing her to like get into her creative bag, even though I think a lot of her creativity is linked to her work, and it's funny how things aligning in that way. But I think you need the left and the right brain to work together to feel fully complete, that yin and yang energy. So he stated like he loves to keep his life pretty simple and clean. And what he meant by that is like not overdoing it in the process of life. I think when we make things too complicated, or we have high expectations or too low expectations, and we don't live life in a very simple way that can be achieved, we're missing the process, and going back to the journey aspect, we're missing the process of how to enjoy the little things along the way. So I thought that was really unique and powerful how he says, I keep life pretty simple and clean. He started as a social worker and realized he couldn't compartmentalize the day. So social work, if for anyone that works in a lived experience or someone who's working with people that are in a lived experience, it can be very hard to let the day be the day. And I hear this saying that we adapted from a friend of ours: at the end of the day is going to end. But sometimes the day doesn't end when you have such a strenuous job where you're making a difference, you're making or breaking someone's life. And so he realized that just wasn't the work for him. And he said he also recognized that the system wasn't designed to change, and it was heartbreaking. So he then he took up modeling, because he's like, people say I'm handsome, so I might as well just see, and I'm tall, so I might as well see if this works for me. And he started pursuing it, and I think this is what I'm talking about, those baby steps to where you're going. And I think we're looking for, like, at times you're looking for this big break when really the big break are the small steps. And so he's like, he took on, pursuing his modeling career. And then he realized he was interested in photography. So he would be doing these different campaigns, and at the end of the campaign he was like, okay, I really have like a skill for this. Let me recreate it in my own way, not the same way in which I pitched it to these bigger brands. I'm going to do a different outfit or similar background and start building my portfolio, which is freaking smart, okay? Because if you're looking at the creative space of how it's reaching a wider audience, you could do it a very similar way, but also utilizing your skill. And I think we always are looking to connect ourselves to a bigger audience, of course, but it doesn't always have to start there. I think when you recognize that your skill you're skilled in something, you're talented in a very big way, utilize that in a way that works for you. And the small way in which he did that was starting to build his portfolio within him completing each campaign, until he was under an agency and they recognized, they're like, oh, okay, well, you're taking these photos, you're a better photographer, so let me start booking you as a photographer rather than a talent. And that's when you start putting yourself in the driver's seat, right? We said that on one of our previous reads, I think if not 2 or 3 reads ago, being in the driver's seat. And so where I really took from all of this is like, this is where that creativity with intention comes in. And it doesn't have to really be creativity. It could be career with intention. It could be whatever it is with intention. I think it all has to start with the level of intent behind it. And if it's very pure and agile in the way that you pursue it, you'll end up where you were destined to go anyways. So I hope that you guys receive this message. In the start of this read, we're going to get straight into it. The first card that came up is the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands to me is a lot of things coming in very fast. That's how it's been in other decks. But let's see what it says for this particular deck. Ooh. So the 8 of Wands displays 8 wands flying through the sky. They are all sprouting leaves and flowers representing life and potential, and the potential each of these wands holds. Together, they are headed towards a lush, serene environment. Their speed will power through any obstacles, keeping them from their destination. Upright, the 8 of Wands is a great card to receive. This can mean you are full of energy at this point in your life. You may experience a surge of motivation along with this newfound vigor. There is also nothing standing in your way. So you're in the driver's seat. You have the energy and the privilege to explore it. Not many come by this chance where the stars are aligned. Make sure you make the most of it. Go along with where your energy is taking you. This will catapult to closer to your dreams. So I think it's about divine timing also. So you're in a space of divine timing at this time. So we have the 9 of Wands. We're protecting something. We're in a space of protecting things at this time. The wands are very similar, 8 and 9 together. So whatever it is that's coming in very fast, you will need to protect it, right? We have a Tower moment coming in, something being broken down at this time. Okay. So we have the Ace of Cups. We pulled this last night and I talked about an overpour of abundance, but it's like a duality with this. And even with the dove above it, I see a divine duality there, because it talks about with even an overpour of abundance, you have an overpour of emotions. And sometimes when you have too much emotions, it's hard to place what you feel at that time. And so it may be taking time to understand what you're actually feeling, and that could be through writing it down. I think I had talked about writing things down yesterday, and can help you to clarify what you're actually feeling. We have the 2 of Wands, but she's also holding the world in her hands. So let's see what that 2 of Wands energy is bringing. So 2 of Wands depicts a cloaked man standing alone in a field. All his attention is captured by the globe he holds in his palm. The world is his, and anything he desires is possible. He has paused to figure out what steps will lead him to his dreams. The mountains in this card are particularly steep and towering. We talked about the Tower card. So this resembles many challenges that will stand in his way. However, the flowers and the greenery suggest all these wands hold flowers that are being birthed from. We talked about being in a desolate place, but it's birthing there happening. You're holding the placement of creation. And so, however, the flowers and greenery suggest his efforts will be fruitful. So, there is goodness to come from this. The planning before action is crucial to find the path that he must take. The upright version of this card recommends planning. You already have an idea of what you want to do and most likely have started this planning process. If this card is pulled, it could mean that you're on the right track but have not planned enough to start the journey. It urges you to continue planning as it will assist tremendously in your progression. So, you're in the planning stages of something at this time. Continue to be present in writing things down, making preparations for each step. Even consult with someone that might be better suited to give you more advice if you don't have something figured out for yourself. The Ace of Pentacles, which is a pentacle, is an opportunity of financial gain coming that is placed in your hand. You have the King of Wands. This is a very affirmed energy again, all Wands energy, but in a way that they are manning the control and actually taking control into their hands. The Lover's card is coming forward. We have the Four of Wands. So this is two people together. They're celebrating something, two women together. They're celebrating whatever this castle moment is. And I see the bows that are significant. One of my favorite symbolisms besides the hearts. I usually have like a heart or a bow if I'm wearing some type of jewelry. And I'll read the Four of Wands because I read it after the read last night, because we pulled this last night. I didn't read it on camera. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Aaron said, wow. This is the first time I heard him say wow. So we have the Knight of Wands, maybe at night.
Swords.
Oh, sorry, Knight of Swords. This is holding something up. Something's keeping you up at night. That has you thinking over things. Speaking of thinking over things, you have the Two of Swords. This is a crossroads of two particular choices. If that's significant. Temperance card, the Moon. So we just came out of Leo, a full moon. I like this card with the Moon card. It's a little different from it. Usually it's the Moon card is as it's like Cancer energy, and it's significant because it's two energies existing together, but also they're facing one another. So their engagement is towards each other. The Temperance card is here as well, which is Sagittarius energy, but it's an angelic presence. They're, to me, earth angel. They're grounded, but they have the wings. And you have the sun behind it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'll pick one more card. The Knight of Wands again. So you have someone that's representative of this night energy that could be carrying a wand, could be offering something to you. You'll decide whether or not that's something that you want to take or you don't. All right, but we have the Star card facing up. So it's apparent where you're going is this star energy. You have some choices that are being presented to you within this energy, but you have an outpour of celebration coming forward as well, because you have the Four of Wands, or what I think to be is a celebration. So let's read the Four of Wands and let's read the Star card. And then, okay, so the first thing I can come to is the Star card. So Temperance. I did just pass it. Okay, so the star, the universe has blessed the star fairy by helping her overcome great adversity. Stars light up in the sky to continue guiding her along her journey. Her growth has been illuminated. The duality of being a woman, she has become strong and grounded while also remaining ethereal and empathetic. Feeling blessed and grateful, she pours water filled with love, hope, and strength back into the land. So she's pouring back what maybe these, like, okay, so you had the Ace of Cups that talked about an overpour of emotions. She's pouring those emotions back into her foundation at this time. The stars have aligned for her. It may not seem obvious, but now is the time to manifest your desires. The universe is watching you and will give you what you need. You may have recently gone through tough times, leaving you feeling hopeless. However, the upright star is a significant, is a signification. I don't know why that sounds foreign to me. That the hard times have passed and you moved into a time of great blessing. Take this time to recognize the beautiful things that will soon come your way. That card is there's little emotions behind it because this morning I talked to Aaron about something, so I really feel like it heard what I was like feeling this morning, and it's affirming some of my thoughts. So 4 of Wands is 2 free-spirited women dance at a celebration. 4 of Wands are adorned with flowers to welcome these closest to them to their celebration. They have been working long and hard and now have the opportunity to let loose and celebrate accomplishments. Beyond them is a large homey castle. This castle brings feelings of comfort and peace. The stars have aligned for these 2 women, or these women. And after a long journey, they now feel great love and pride. If you receive this card upright, you should do what the women in this card have done. Celebrate. Even if there is no obvious reason to celebrate, you have a lot of people supporting you, which is a reason to celebrate in itself. You may be approaching a goal that you have been diligently working at and have already accomplished. No matter what the situation, it is a great opportunity to gather with people you love the most. And I just want to say to myself and also to Aaron, congratulations, because, we just purchased a home together. And this is very new and different for me. And I haven't had an opportunity to sit in it and to feel the feelings about it, because sometimes I feel I don't know, I'm about to cry. But you feel grateful, but what do you do? But I
love you.
I'm grateful. And I hope that for you guys on the other side, if you're accomplishing something or have recently accomplished something, don't feel bad for your accomplishments. Just say thank you. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this read. Oh my God, I'm crying. But I will see you guys later. I love you. Bye.